especially for it being the middle of the week, but we do got some fun stuff to get into, especially with it. And like, look, I saw it so recently, it's still pulled up on my phone screen. Oh, wait, hold up. I had to turn the brightness down. We gonna have a real good laugh about that one later. If y'all can't see it clearly, whatever, but we gonna have a real clear laugh about that one a little bit later. Might even be the same video. But, and I remember, speaking of people trying to purge things from the internet, let's go from talking about how Drake is trying to purge his L off the internet to talking about how every hour that passes, Call of Duty is doing a purge to combat cheaters. And y'all need to combat that like button for how good that segue was. I'm telling you, like, what I want shorties to give me, I'll be coming up with this off of the top of the dome. Like, come on now. Get it? Because like, I want the Tutis to give me top of some dome. Okay, I'll stop. Like what I don't want them to do. Hi. Anyway, basically we read about this like before Black Ops 6 came out, but you know how like literally every Call of Duty game, especially Warzone and like the older Call of Duties, have cheater problems because there's no anti-cheat built into those games. Well, and the more modern Call of Duties, because cheating is so prevalent, apparently they have to do, let me actually update. It's so prevalent, apparently they have to hourly purge all the cheaters out. Now, I said in the most optimal world, in the most ideal world, there aren't any cheaters in the first place. But being that not only is COD a popular franchise, A, B, any game, whether it's skill-based or not, is going to have people who cheat. Shit, look at Fall Guys. I remember the first month that game came out when it was still like $20 or $30 to play the game. I remember Fall Guys had cheaters and fucking wannabe MLG pro niggas inside the game. So that's kind of everything. So eventually there's going to be people who cheat. As a company, the best they can do is try and get rid of those said cheaters. Anyway, though, Activision has foregone the measured strategic approach. No longer content with short controlled bursts. They're leaning on the trigger with their full corporate might. No quarter, no prisoners, just bans. 19,000 of them so far. How long has this game been out? Black Ops 6 release. Oh wait, nope. I want to see how long it's been since this game came out. October 25th? Yeah, okay, no. I was about to say it didn't come out yesterday, last month. So this game has been out for a month and they've only gotten 19,000 bans? I don't know. It could be me. I could be looking at it from a skewed view. But and these past few days while I've been playing Black Ops 6, I've realized and noticed that this game is really fucking easy, A, and B, like, I feel like there would be more people cheating than that, because Call of Duty, as we seen the other day, yesterday, not only is Call of Duty one of the highest played games currently from throughout all ecosystems, that being the Xbox ecosystem, the PC ecosystem, and the PlayStation ecosystem. Not only is it top played games in all three of those ecosystems, it's also one of the highest selling in the PlayStation ecosystem and the PlayStation. Oh, I was confused. The PlayStation and the PC. I saw a notification pop up on my computer for Discord, and I was confused as to why the fuck I was seeing a notification. But anyway, to finish my thought, it's one of the like top 10 most bought games in the PC ecosystem, the PlayStation ecosystem, and the Xbox ecosystem. So for there to only be 19,000 people being banned so far with the amount of people that have been playing this game, I don't know. To me, that just sounds pretty low, but I could be bugging the fuck out. A recent tweet had given us insight as to how Activision and them are fighting back against COD cheaters. It's only 3 bullet points long, but each bullet looks lethal. Let's read about the system that's eventually going to fuck up and ban somebody that's just unrealistically good. You could go right there if you want, bro. Go. 1 second, y'all. Down. Down. You can hug footy. Down. good boy. Oh, okay, my fault. You don't want to hug footy. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Team Ricochet with an update on ongoing work the combat cheaters and rank to play. You know what? That's also true. I don't play ranked play in any game, honestly. Like if a game has an option for me to not play in ranked play 9 times out of 10, I'm not. Artificial intelligence systems continue to ramp up with code optimizations to accelerate enforcements, meaning they're trying to catch everybody who's cheating faster. Over 19,000 ranked play bans since the mode launch. Hourly sweeps to remove cheaters from ranked play mode and leaderboard. Thanks for your patience, blah, 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 blah. I thought they was going to go into a tiny bit more detail, but basically they said every hour our automated AI system is banning more and more people. Let's read on though. It goes without saying that the cheating situation in Call of Duty has gotten a bit crazy. Yeah, people are like, it's to the point to where there's a whole, it's not illegal, so technically it's not a black market, but it feels like there's a black market of people who sell cheats at this point. Like there are people who I wouldn't say run legitimate businesses, but people who legitimately, as in they have EINs and all this shit and they get their income tax. So legitimate in that sense, but they legitimately run whole ass businesses around the idea of cracking these games and finding new ways to cheat in these games, which is fucking crazy to me. But not too long ago, there were reports of cheat developers hiding malware in their cheats, a scheme they could get away with because their programs were just that desirable. Yeah, and people would pay for the shit anyway. The actual truth of the situation is ambiguous though. Cheat devs want to steer clear of corporate radar because if they get caught, then they'll get banned, then they could potentially get fined because, all right, cheating in video games is one of those things that is, it's soft illegal. Like there are no concrete laws saying if you make a cheat for a game, it is illegal, you are violating the law, you can go to jail or be fined by the government. But there are laws around it that can be used. So whenever you modify a game to a certain extent and you violate the TOS of that game, that is called a breach of contract. Whenever you breach a contract, you can be sued. You see where I'm going with this? Everybody who plays, buys, uses a game, they sign the TOS for that game, the terms of service. Whenever you go into a game and they got all that shit on the screen that says terms and conditions and you just hit, yeah, check, okay, yes. Yeah. In those agreements, if you were to actually read them, which I'm not going to blame you for not reading them because I don't read every single one because a lot of them are more or less standardized. But if you were to actually sit down and read them, basically what one of the things it would say is if you modify this game in any way that the company isn't comfortable with, you are agreeing that we can sue you for however much we feel like it. Now that's not the exact wording, but generally speaking, they have some type of wording, some type of statement in there that makes it so they can do that. So whenever they're ready, they can sue you so hard that your pants drop off and your ass cheeks start hurting from the they about to give you in court. The actual truth of the oh yeah, another thing it also violates besides breach of contract is copyright, because you are messing with somebody's copyrighted work and redistributing it in a unauthorized way. That's why when it comes to the emulation and preservation, beautiful, curbing on curbing. That's why when it comes to the preservation of games, it's so hard because copyright laws basically make it so that every way that there is to reasonably preserve a game is illegal. And the way that a lot of these companies look at it is if they set the precedent that once their games get a certain age, they'll basically let their games out into the wild and let their games go for free, that basically nobody would want to pay for their games, when that's not the case. We've seen many situations and many occasions and many times where we've been shown that just because you let people emulate old versions of your games, they won't buy new versions of your games. Because newsflash, not a lot of people are technically savvy. Now, you and me, the people who are watching this video about this more hardcore gaming topic, we probably look at those people and be like, You fucking idiot. It's not that hard to set up an emulator, but you have to remember, not many people are very technically savvy. Not many people are as good with technology as you and I. As I always say, people will pay $1,000 to have a computer, one of the best computers in all of history. People will pay $1,000+ to put a computer in their pocket that they carry around with them all day, that they don't know how to use half the features on. They look at a commercial and see all these crazy features in the phone and buy it because of all those features that was advertised to them, not realizing that they're never going to use most of those features that got advertised to them. So never underestimate how crazy the idea that there are people that really aren't in touch, that there really aren't people in touch with the devices they got in their pocket and computers in general. Never underrate the fact that people don't know how to use that. So for the people who are going to do it anyway, like me, I may not want to buy a Ratchet and Clank collection on PlayStation, a 20-30-year-old game. But for somebody who just has a PlayStation, they don't have a PC, they don't know how to work an emulator, they don't know how to ROM dump, they don't want to go and illegally get ROMs. For somebody who doesn't want to or doesn't know how to do any of those things, a $10 collection of 3 games with some quality of life features bundled together, where all you got to do is download one file and it has all 3 Ratchet and Clank games, or maybe 4 Rift Apart included in like a bundle deal. Most people would still buy that because they want to play it on their console. Or even for people like me who would enjoy playing it in an emulator, enjoying the flexibility. Some emulators are just not that good yet. Like for example, PS4 emulators and PS3 emulators right now aren't that good. Xbox 360 emulators have shaky compatibility. If you want to play any game before then, excuse me, it's pretty easy to do all of that stuff and emulate all of that stuff at like a high ability and be able to up the frame rates and upscale games and like support them with higher frame rates and better graphics and whatnot. But the average person doesn't know how to do none of that shit. Because even somebody who's into emulation, isn't really that good at emulating games. So for me to be someone who is very technically savvy and who's been using emulators for years, for like 6 or 7+ years, I've been using emulators from the NES to the 360 to the PS3 to fucking Game Boy, Virtual Boy, 3DO. If there's a console that I haven't emulated, it's probably because either an emulator doesn't exist or there's no games on that console that I want to emulate. Okay? All of the major consoles from PS1 to PS4, I've emulated all of those consoles. I've never emulated OG Xbox. I've emulated 360. I don't have to emulate an Xbox One because it's in there, and I don't even know if there's an Xbox One emulator. Point is to cycle all that all the way back. A lot of people don't know how to use computers. All right. The actual truth of the situation, though, cheat devs want to steer clear of the corporate radar, and those running anti-cheat operations don't want to tip their hand. Basically, they don't want to make it easier to cheat. But neither party can actually stay invisible. If someone wall hacks you in a game, you can sniff it out, true. And game devs can't stay silent because that makes their fans angry. That is also true. Whenever you have rampant cheating going on in your game, hold on one second. You're not slick, buddy. Literally, you're not slick, buddy. Get back over there. No. Back up. Thank you. Sit. Okay. So what do we get instead? Noise and a lot of it. For games like COD, where cheating is a big problem, not only because their anti-cheat fucking sucks, but because also it's a huge game, there's gonna be cheaters anyway. Like for example, Fortnite. Like I see stuff on TikTok all the time or stuff online all the time about cheaters in Fortnite, but I myself, in my long time of playing Fortnite, and even when I go play it off and on, I've never ran into cheaters myself. So Fortnite's cheating problem, either I'm just good at not recognizing it, which I am very good at recognizing cheaters, or I've just never ran into one. You get the result of this is, well, that's a bit blah blah blah. Obviously, the only real solution is to ban all cheaters. Not really, because they could just make another apart or use a VPN to change their IP in case they get IV banned. Obviously, the only real solution is to ban all cheaters, but that's easier said than done. Time will tell if we continue to see things being said, regardless of what actually gets done. That is true. Ban all cheaters. I wish there was an efficient way to get rid of all people who cheat in video games. I've never really understood the idea of wanting to cheat in a video game, like online, like some of you niggas. Like, the crazy thing is, like, lil bro, you're not going to MLG using these goddamn cheats. Like, if you're a person that sells cheats, I still don't agree with what you're doing all the way. But at the end of the day, I mean, I understand it. It's a lot worse ways you could make money than just ruining somebody's fun, okay? There's a lot of worse ways to make money. Even though I don't condone it, it's like... But for people who sit there and spend money to buy them cheats, it's like, what the fuck is your goal? Like, how do you have fun cheating? Because, like, after a couple matches of feeling like God against people because you're fucking cheating, like, what do you get out of that? Do you get pleasure? Like, I don't understand how you get pleasure out of... No! 1 second. Come here. That is not what that meant. Come here. Yes, you. Sit. Thank you. Thank you. No, you may not go out there. Look at me. No. Look at me. No, you cannot go out there. Yes, you. No, you cannot go out there. You understand? You cannot play with the baby. Baby is too young for you. The baby is too young for you. Okay? Okay, that's a little tiny baby. You cannot play with the little tiny baby. That baby was born this year. No, you cannot play with it. Alright. My fault. I had to talk to my dog. Anyway, Star Wars Hunter coming to PC via Steam Early Access. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Star Wars Hunt... No! What did I just say? Matter of fact, hold on 1 second. There. Up. 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 No. Chair. Thank you. Stay in there. If I'm not mistaken, Star Wars Hunters was a mobile game I seen a while back that looked fucking fire. I believe it got announced at one of those Nintendo Indie Showcase type events. Let me see what the actual gameplay looks like, because since it came out, I've never tried it or anything, so I don't know what the actual gameplay looks like. I will say the speed of the game, like off rip, just looks nice to me. This looks like something that doesn't look like it would be unplayable on PC, or that it looks like it's a waste of time to port to PC, especially if they're actually like getting value out of this game. And it looks halfway decent. I mean, the TTK is fucking terrible because he shot that nigga like 10 times. But, you know, Star Wars Overwatch isn't the worst thing in the world, because Star Wars has a lot of unique, iconic characters with different powers. Like, as you see, I switch, and this dude's a different type of stormtrooper with a different type of power. Throughout the whole videos, he's just playing different types of characters and characters that are stormtroopers and stuff like that. Okay, no, hey, relax with your dumb self. Sit. Sit. Yes. Sit and relax yourself and you'll be alright. Hold on 1 second. Down. Down. Yeah, I gotta do the rest of this fucking stream like this, so he doesn't try and go to the door and cry. 1 second, y'all. But yeah, looking at this gameplay, it doesn't look too bad. But apparently it's coming to Steam in early access. I really wanted to open this article to remind myself to look at it and look at when, which I wish it would come to EGS, but Star Wars Hunters has been available for Nintendo eShop, iOS, and Android. The PC game will include blah 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 blah, keyboard, mouse, and controller support. Controller support should have already been there. Keyboard or mouse could be cool though. Hey, what is this behind your ear? Ew, get that nasty gunk from back there. What is that? Come here. Down. So I did this so you can relax. Oh, do they have any actual details on the game though? Oh my god, fucking. I be trying to use that website's articles, but sometimes I want to know about the goddamn port, if it's coming to Steam and shit like that. You know what? I didn't read the first 2 paragraphs. Let me glaze over them. Zigna has announced blah 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 come to PC next year. Okay, so that I can't blame not giving a date on them, but it's like, yo, this is kind of like a nothing burger ass report. I thought it was gonna be whatever, bro. Ubisoft though reportedly wants Steam to hide concurrent player count data. Y'all know what I'm about to say, right? Yeah. What? Why? Y'all know what I'm about to talk about, right? Before I start talking about it, let me give you a hint. Concord did not die, it was killed. Concord did so fucking bad that they got companies ready to ask Steam, like, hey bruh, can y'all hide the concurrent player count? Now what I'm guessing, going off this, is that they don't want it shown because it can be bad publicity, because as we seen with Concord, a screenshot of that game's low player count dead ass killed that game's ability to make money, like off rip. So I think that's what it's gonna be about, and I know this article is about to mention that. Let's read the cliff notes. According to a report, Ubisoft wants Valve to limit player count visibility on Steam to present a more favorable picture to investors. Concord. Many gaming companies are becoming more guarded with player data due to recent struggles in the Concord. A Ubisoft insider has shared that the people at the company have reached out to Valve asking to limit the visibility of player count data. Concurrent player counts have become a valuable source of information in the gaming industry. This is very true because I use it to show y'all things all the time, and I used it to show how Multiverses lost 98% of the people who play the game, or even in the case of Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl, where the first day the game came out, not a week, not 2, not 3, the first day that game came out, a week after that game, I mean not a week, the day that game came out, 24 hours after that game released, 99% of the people who were playing the game stopped playing. So for games that have stuff like that happen, that is a very important metric to show, yo, did a recent decision we do make this game, make people stop wanting to play the game? Did it drop our player count significantly in that type of way where we have a large percentage of people hopping off the game? That's a very important thing that could be told with player count metrics that aren't shown for PlayStation and Xbox, because not only do they not give a fuck, people who play on console don't even think about shit like player counts. So they don't request them, they don't ask for them, they don't get mad and bitch about not having him, so they never will. Lappy, come over. Hey, stop trying to jump out the chair, boy. There we go. Now I can give you pets so you don't cry. Especially when so many video games include online community aspects enhanced by their popularity. Despite how important these numbers can be to players, this plan could help Ubisoft in the long term. Okay, maybe the people writing this article are seeing it from a perspective I'm not seeing it. I see this as a bad thing because, like, the number one question anybody asks you when you say you don't want to show everybody something, what the fuck you got to hide? Like, for example, whenever people find out that I just be walking around with my phones with no passwords, they be like, oh my god, why don't you have a password on your phone? I'll be like, cause I ain't got shit to hide. You wanna look on my phone? Go ahead. You find some shit you ain't wanna see on my phone? Whose fault is it for going through another motherfucker's phone? Not mine, yours. You don't wanna see some shit? If you don't wanna see something on my phone that you don't wanna see, don't get up on my phone. Simple. I think that's gonna be the first question people ask in this situation. What the fuck do you have to hide? Why do you need a password on your player counts, so to speak? Many gaming companies have become more protective of their data surrounding their latest releases. Although tracking stock prices can give people an idea of how a business is doing overall, the ability to see player data and sales number varies depending on the company and the title. Square Enix has struggled recently, and the company has chosen to leave sales updates on titles like FF16 more unclear. Yeah, because even my friends that are Final Fantasy fans just collectively didn't like that game. So I would imagine it didn't sell too well. If my Final Fantasy Dick Rider friends are saying like, bro, it's not that good, even if you're into Final Fantasy, it's not that good. So yeah, I would imagine they would want to hide that. Also, Square Enix, they spend a fuck ton of money on all their games, so they always want their games to sell 20 quintillion copies the first day. Square Enix has struggled recently. Ubisoft has taken a couple of hits throughout 2024. Flopping Bones, Star Wars Outlaws. My bad, I had to sneeze. Make sure y'all say thank you in the comments right after you hit subscribe. Square Enix struggled recently. What the fuck is that? What in the hell is a Mr. Piddlix report? What the fuck is that? Oh, they're basically saying this. Yeah, this wasn't primarily a game promoted for PC. I wouldn't imagine it to have a lot of people playing on PC. Let's see. Do they link the Steam DB? No. Steam DB Outlaws. These apps. I'll find it on the page. 1,000 people in game. Let's look at max. So the highest amount of people that have ever played this game on are 2,000, and that picture showed about 800, 600 when it first dropped, but right now it's projected to go down to 1,000. But right now it's pretty up there. It's got 1,000 to 1,000 or 2,000 people playing, and for a single player game to have 1,000 people playing your game all at the same time, that's a good thing. Like, I think a lot of people who don't understand analytics and statistics, because like, by all means, I didn't go to college for statistical analysis or anything like that, but as someone who has to analyze my statistics for like social media to see why videos are doing good or bad and whatnot, I've learned a thing or two about statistics. And one of the things I've learned is that statistics are fun and cool and all, but numbers don't mean shit if you take them out of context. Because a phrase that my pops always raised me with is men lie, women, because a lot of people say men lie, women lie, numbers don't. No, men lie, women lie, numbers can be manipulated. Yes, numbers by themselves don't lie, but once you take a number out of the context or change the context or leave things out of the context of a number, you can make a great number seem fucking terrible. So, for example, to have 1,000 people playing your game that barely sold on Steam is a good thing, for the simple fact that the more people playing the game, that means the more people are warming up to the game. The more people that are warming up to the game, the more likely that people will recommend this game to their friends and stuff like that. When, let's say, a price drop occurs, or let's say something like a Epic or a Steam giveaway or something like that happens and they give it away, or maybe during an event like Black Friday, somebody will give somebody gift them. Damn, what is it called? A gift card. I don't know why my brain lost, but somebody will gift them a gift card or something like that, and they'll say, you know what, I got $20 on this gift card. It's Black Friday. This game is only $20. I heard it's not halfway bad if you don't have to pay full price for it. Fuck it, let's buy it. So I don't know. It's a chain reaction thing, but a lot of people don't understand statistics properly. Always keep in mind that numbers only tell the truth when you have all the context behind the numbers. Because it's like, yeah, 1,000 people are playing the game, but 1,000 people are playing the game when? Why? How long are they playing the game? Who? But MP1ST report source to Fandom Pulse discusses, what the fuck? So an article that refers to another article, okay, take this shit with a grain of salt because this is a rumor then, discusses information shared by a Ubisoft insider stating the company has requested that Valve limit access to player count data on Steam. According to these rumors, Ubisoft would like the concurrent player counts for games on Steam either be hidden or removed entirely. noting dissatisfaction with the way players and press outlets often talk about these metrics. In some cases, gamers will use Steam player count data to indicate a video game success, which is true, which is something y'all dumbass niggas need to stop doing. I don't know why they linked the article about Half-Life 2, but yeah, numbers are not all that indicate a game's success, so to speak. Because, for example, something like multiverses, even though I like to use that 98% thing to shit on multiverses, most of the people who play multiverses, which is, by the way, a fighting game, most likely play on console. And when it comes to fighting games, usually fighting games do better numbers on console than on PC, because that is a genre that primarily lives on console, versus something like Helldivers, which is a game that lives which is a game where the developers themselves said most of our player base is on Steam. So and the last time I remember looking at it, they said something like 60% of their player base is on Steam. So if 60% of their player base is on Steam, and their player base on Steam is, let's say, 1,000, that's pretty bad. But if 60% of your player base is on Steam and you have 100,000, that's pretty good, because that means you have even more people playing on console. Now, not more than your Steam numbers, because that's your biggest platform, but you have even more people on top of what we see on Steam DB playing. So it's one of those things that could go either way and give a company good publicity or bad publicity. But most of the time, people use it for bad publicity. Because again, what did I just say? Men lie, women lie, numbers can be manipulated. A lot of people like to take the context out of numbers to drive hate campaigns. Which again, Concord did not die, it was killed! In some cases, gamers will use and the company wants to paint a more favorable picture to investors. AKA, we want it to be easier to lie to investors and say, hey, investors, you know how like there's that thing where people will say, Dominican people will swear to God they're not black, and then go, me no black, me Dominican. That's what Ubisoft is doing. But instead of saying me no black, me Dominican, they're saying we're not broke, we have people playing the game. We know broke, we rich. We know broke, we rich. No, you're not, nigga. And also, like, y'all make single player games, so player counts kinda don't matter, because however many people are playing your game doesn't denote the amount of people who are actually enjoying your game. And for example, your game could also have a large resurgence later, which has happened to plenty of games where the game will release and nobody will hear of it, but then something will happen that'll blow the game's popularity out of the water. Like, for example, in Among Us came out of nowhere. You know what games the developers Inner Sloth of Among Us made? I'm gonna pull up their resume and show you. Inner Sloth. Wait, Sloth game. Let me see. You'll be okay, buddy. Games. Look, they made Among Us VR, Henry Stickmin, and Dig to Chase. The fuck is this? Dig to China. I never even heard of this goddamn game, but look at this. This is a fucking Flash game, gang. They drew this shit on a piece of paper, took a picture of it, and made it a game. Henry Stickmin. The Henry Stickmin series. I understand it now. Look at this. These are the games they used to make. The games where you make a choice and you see a cutscene. These are the type of games they used to make. Hand-drawn Flash animated games. That's what they used to make. So they went from making that to making the biggest game, potentially the biggest game of 2020. The biggest game of like 2020 to 2022. This was like one of the biggest games out there for like 2-3 years straight. It's tapered off a little bit, but still, that game just blew up. And that game was already out for like a year or two before it started blowing up. So it's like you really gotta take into context what type of game you have and how it can have a resurgence later on. And even though Among Us is a multiplayer game, so player count kind of matters for that quite a bit, Among Us is now on so many platforms, you just looking at the Steam numbers doesn't tell enough of the story. So yeah, basically they wanna look like they're doing better than they are, and they basically want the ability to tell the developers whatever the fuck they want without the developers want to tell the investors whatever the fuck they want without the investors being able to go, you said 1,000 people are playing your game? Well, it says right here, and they got the Steam DB page pulled up on their phone. They don't want it to be that easy to access that stuff, because basically they're saying, you fucking up my bread. Basically, all right, to simplify it and make it easier to understand, basically the ability for investors to just be able to do something as simple as go on their phone and bring up the numbers for Steam DB is the same thing as like when you trying to get a shorty and your mans goes, yo, would your girlfriend think she cute? Nigga, shut up. Like that feeling that you get when that happens, that's how they feel when that happens. Like, nigga, shut up. Like, shut the fuck up. Nah, he just playing. I don't got no girlfriend. Hold on one second. Let me talk to him real quick, bro. Hey, bro, come to the bathroom with me. No gay shit. Come to the bathroom with me. And then you gotta bark on him in the bathroom for 15 minutes. Yo, bro, I'm trying to get some ass. Why would you say that? Like, that's basically the type of feeling they get whenever investors are able to pull up their numbers and refute whatever they're telling them. To be fair, just because you invest in a game, that doesn't mean you understand games also. This development could spark a larger conversation about transparency regarding the production of games. Because also another thing about this is, it's important that they put their game on Steam, because their sales were negatively impacted greatly when it wasn't put on Steam. And when they do put it on Steam and do that dumbass shit where you gotta put the game on Steam, then it boots up through Uplay. That's the worst thing that they ever decided. And so if they ever go back to that so that they could hide their numbers on Steam DB or say, oh, those numbers are not accurate, or find a workaround, it's not going to be the same. Their sales are going to be impacted negatively. How the press talks about them and what data the public has the right to access. Valve and its platform Steam have often been praised for their approach to gaming in its community, although Valve tends to stay quiet until a release is ready to be shared. Yeah, that's yapping to get you to read other articles, but yeah. Now, going off the information I have, and my water, if I could find it to sip it, because I can hear some of you dry lung bitches breathing. Your fucking lungs sound like a paper bag being beat down the street, kicked in the wind, pushed all around and stepped on by people's feet. I'm gonna need you to use your feet to get up, walk over to your sink, to your fridge, or to sit up, twist your body to the side. You gotta swing your nigga, you gotta swing your body to the side. Go grab your cup of water, your bottle of water, your vat of water, your pitcher of water, your bowl of water. I don't know how you living. And go take you a sip. Shit, even if you sitting in a room with your puppy right now, I need that nigga to get up, go to his bowl, go. To his water and drink some. Now, my thoughts on this is, I don't think Steam should fold, because if Steam lets one person do it, it's going to be a trickle down snowball effect. It's basically going to be companies going to them like, hey, yo, you let Ubisoft do it, why don't you let us do it? What the fuck makes Ubisoft so special? You giving Ubisoft favors? Why you want Ubisoft dick like that? That's your girlfriend? Like, people gonna basically run down on Steam and ask for this en masse. And I feel like for Steam, logistically, that's gonna be very fucking frustrating to deal with. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't even think Steam DB has anything to do with Steam. Excuse me. Is Steam DB owned by Valve? And if I don't get an answer, I'm asking perplexity. Steam B. Oh, look. So Steam DB is not even owned by them. Valve is not affiliated with Steam or SteamDB, so Ubisoft would have to go to SteamDB directly, and I don't think they're going to do that. I don't think they're gonna fold at all. So I don't know. We'll see. Only the future can hold. But the fact that they're not affiliated with Steam, with Valve or Steam, I think is going to be a lot easier for Ubisoft, however the fuck. I think it's gonna be like 10 times easier for them to run down and say, hey, take our shit off your website. Oh wait, I just realized I was in a deathbound category the whole fucking time. No. Is my shit working? Hold on 1 second. I was in the wrong category the whole time, y'all. Oh my god. Exclamation point. Game. Just chatting. All right, my fault, y'all. But yeah, I feel like it's the fact that they have nothing to do with Steam or Valve is gonna make them a lot easier to run down. But let's see how they handle it. One thing I do want to see is how Game Rant handles their feelings about the games that are included in the best action game winning category. Now, I just want to look over this category real quick. Be reminded, since I played Black Ops more, I think it was in the action category. Since I played Black Ops 6 some more, I want to look back over the nominees of this category and see if it deserves it. Black Ops 6, pretty good. I've been having fun with it so far. Still not better than Space Marines. Stellar Blade, and I think I enjoyed Black Ops, and it's just off of my personal choice. It's not considering who will win. I like Black Ops 6 definitely more than Wukong, definitely more than Helldivers, definitely more than Stellar Blade, but not more than Warhammer. I would say that they're the second most likely to win this category because they are a very long-standing franchise and it's a Call of Duty made by Treyarch. Stop, please. A Call of Duty made by Treyarch because they are considered the good ones. They're considered the ones that make the best Call of Duties, and it's a Black Ops, meaning, you know, it has the Treyarch mark on it as well as being made by them. So I don't know, and it's a Call of Duty game, period. So I think that it has a strong chance, but I wouldn't put it over Space Marines, both in how I feel about the game and predictions for who will win. I think Call of Duty and Warhammer both have an equal chance to win this award.